Uh, First of all, I would like to tell you that people present over here will ask questions, and you can just tell them with your knowledge that you have. So, my first question is that what would you suggest for the patients of COVID, or anything you have to say, your guidelines that people should follow in this dire time? As you know, the India is hit by this pandemic. Ma'am, your mic is mute actually.
Hello,
Yes, ma'am, now you're audible.
I'm audible. Okay, thank you. Uh, so I heard your question. I am suggesting that the current scenario of India is very bad because there is so many inconvenience with testing, and in fact, getting medicine is also very tough. So still, people should stay home. They should wear mask properly, and whether they are positive or not, they should check their SPO2 daily, at least twice, because there are so many asymptomatic patients who has no symptoms, but they maybe someday they are collapsing, and that is very bad. So everyone, each of us should measure SPO2 daily. Uh, this is the first thing, and whether people will have symptoms, even normal fever or loss of smell, loss of taste, anything, they should go to doctor, consult doctor, and they should check that whether I have COVID or not. They should check it. If they have COVID, then they should start medicine. In fact, if there is a delaying in the result of the test, they should start medicine also empirically, because 4 days or 6 days will be so late, and it will be very difficult for us to revive the patient again. So treatment is very necessary, and measuring SpO2, and whether people will fall very sick, like they will get unconscious or they should start taking oxygen support by going hospitals or anyhow. And one thing more I am telling, only oxygen is not enough for treating COVID patient. Only oxygen cannot revive a patient fully. We need other medications also, like steroid, like fluid, and other injectable antibiotic, blood thinner, like low molecular weight heparin, enoxaparin. And for that, hospitalization is very important. If anyone thinks that I am getting oxygen in my home, I can arrange it by my own. And I am in my home, and by 10th day or by 8th day, they start taking oxygen, and they start suddenly their speed is falling from 80 to 80 to 40. And then they rush to hospital and said that, ma'am or sir, what is this? It happens actually. Only oxygen can save you. In fact, oxygen plus steroid plus blood thinner and other medicine like remdesivir, doxycycline, ivermectin. Actually, COVID-19, we are still in a research-based phase. So it's actually working. We doctors also know. This is very new. This is to us. Just 1 year has passed within it. So we are trying our best. India's health system has collapsed already, but India is fighting limited resource. We have nothing to do actually. they have to fight. Okay, now next question, please.
If anyone wants to ask the question, he or she can
Yes, ma'am.
ask or type in the chat box as well.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm Srijan. Uh, I have a question. Owing to the recent situation, the conditions of the hospitals, the staffs being overstressed entirely, people are more likely, like they're preferring not to get admitted to the hospital, like of the fear of not getting proper treatment and maybe not getting the care that they would have got at home. So, what would you like to say to those people? There's a stigma going around right now regarding the entire thing.
Yeah, actually, even me and my family, we are also in fear that if we are having COVID, then where we will go. So actually, this is very normal phenomena that in this situation where people can't get a single bed or a single oxygen lead, and if some 18 or 20 beds are getting available within 10 to 5 to 10 minutes, it is getting booked. So this is a very collapsed system, or what can we do? But we have to take faith in our mind that somehow we will get in. And there is two type of healthcare system in our India. One is private and one is government. The government is trying to give us more bed in peripheral or district hospital and in popular towns also. But the thing is, the government bed is also limited, and most of the people of India rush to government hospital for the preliminary supports like oxygens or any fluid or like that. They are rushed to government hospital and they are getting oxygen here. Till now, they are getting oxygen here, or they are getting referred to higher center. And people, some of them dying in the road by not getting oxygen, and some of them can reach her center and they are getting bed here. If everything is like, if they had luck, they will have a bed, and if they don't have a luck, they don't have a they don't have get bed. So the thing is, we have to try to get a bed actually, because people are very much feared that we will not get a bed, and we will stay in our home buying some oxygen cylinder and buying some medicine, consulting a doctor by our own, and to we will try to getting better by ourselves. But this is not actually possible. Hospitalization is mandatory because the day-to-day monitoring which happen in every hospital, like in government hospital or in peripheral hospital or in any private apex hospital, this is not possible in the home. The hospital people will measure every day to day vitals, and they will give the medicine you need, and they will do the test which you need. And one more thing, recently it is very much disappointing that some people cannot have any RT-PCR test because the test is getting limited. The kit is not available or for rapid antigen test or something like that. So that test cannot happen. So without having a COVID test report, they can get bed in a hospital because no hospital will allow them to enter into the hospital without any report. But they are COVID positive. Very, very bad phenomenon. And so we have the test report, and we
So,
should have registered to stay, and we should go to the hospital. But which taking report. One more thing we can take, which is HRCT report. The person who can't have RT-PCR report, they should try for rapid antigen test or HRCT report. HRCT test can be done after day 6 of the COVID-19, and the plate is available instantly. So if you have a suggestive HRCT plate, the hospital personnel will admit you, because there are so many saying that COVID-19 patients who have negative RT-PCR report but have suggestive findings of HRCT on their plate. So doctor have admitted them and they are getting treated. And RT-PCR is not 100% sensitive or specific. It also have false negative or false positive, no false positive, false negative phenomenon mainly. Any more question?
Yeah, so may I go next? Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, yes, Rosa, you are. You may ask.
Okay, so I have two questions. So first is like sometimes we are verifying leads and fulfilling the requirements of patients on a daily basis, and sometimes it happens that there are like the beds are not available, but home ICUs are available. Like we have the option of home ICU. So should we suggest that patient that they should go for home ICU, or should we like try to search beds or something?
Okay.
Like, can we prefer, yeah.
Okay. Uh, we have two options: home isolation, and number two is getting bed in the hospital. And there is two kind of patients also. 80% of COVID-19 patients are mildly symptomatic. The patient who have mild symptom, they can have a home isolation option, and who have moderate symptom, they can go to safe home or to any hospital if they can get it. And the people who have severe symptom like oxygen saturation below 85 or 87 to 85 or 80, when the oxygen saturation comes to 85, then people should rush to the hospital. And every person whose relative or whose friends will get COVID positive, they should make them registered under the, in the representative states medical system. Like in West Bengal, there is a system by calling a phone number, the people get registered, and after that, the Shastro Bhavan will call them and arrange ambulance for them and arrange bed and let them know that you have a bed in this hospital in your locality and you should go to that hospital and you will get treatment here. So people will make registered them, and if they are not, they should rush to the hospital very soon when their oxygen saturation come down to below 90 or 85. And when the people's oxygen saturation come down like 90, they can start taking steroids like in the form of inhaler like budesonide 2 puff 12 hourly, or uh, they can start oral steroids also. According to recent guidelines, the steroids intaking is available over teleconsultation and in home isolations also. Because previously, it was available only in hospitals. The steroids, this is not a miracle drug, but this can prevent your lung collapse so early. Actually, in COVID, there is one thing called atypical pneumonia. The lung is getting infiltrated with this virus, not with this virus. This virus is pathogenesis process, and which triggers some interleukins or some chemicals in our body, which in response our lung is starting producing exudates, and these alveoli, which should be filled with air, these alveoli are getting full with some fluid-like material. That's why I mean oxygen can't get passed through outside to inside by our lung epithelium. So this fluid production can be prevented by taking steroids. That's why our time of the lung collapsing is something. It is getting. We will get more time actually, and the steroids is also good to make the patient is actually those patients who have more immunogenic response, those patient getting collapsed early in this case. So steroid repress this immune mechanism and give the patient more time to reach the hospital, and here the patient will get oxygen. And those patients who have less oxygen saturation like 85 or 89, 89 more or less 85 to 89, they should go to the hospital. They shouldn't stay at home because there will be some time where this will be start falling. They, if the people give oxygen, then they think that yes, my patient have now 85. I am giving oxygen to that patient, and this oxygen make the saturation 92 again, and then when the oxygen cylinder will be empty, and this will be again 85, again 82, and again 80, and it will come to fall to 70, and then they will need ventilation, and it will be a mess. So early uh, hospitalization can prevent COVID mortality. So we will try in this current scenario of India. This is a fight actually for everyone. Every patient, if they are not getting they are not getting feared about. I will die in COVID-19 or anything. They are more feared about. I will not get bed if I get COVID-19 positive. I will not get oxygen if I get COVID-19 positive. And this is the more collapsing thing in case of COVID. Any more questions?
Okay, so like it totally depends upon the condition of the patient, like how like what are the symptoms his body is showing and how critical is the patient is.
I am not audible. Please tell me once again.
Yeah, like it totally depends upon the condition of the patient, like how critical the patient is.
Okay,
So
you are asking me.
I have another. Yeah, so I have another question. So this is in general, like it's kind of a frequently asked questions. So there are two types of COVID tests happening around. So in the first one, we get results very quickly, and in the second one, it takes time. So 3 to 4 days maybe. So I just wanted to know that what is the difference and how is it happening? Like, and what is the possibility of of getting the results more accurate, and like in which test we can we should go for.
Okay, actually, there is no test which can give you 100% accurate result. Not RT-PCR or not rapid antigen test. But RT-PCR is more sensitive than rapid antigen test, obviously. But this rapid antigen test is now available in most of the corner of our country, and people have no option without going for rapid antigen test because these RT-PCR tests are report is coming after 4 to 6 days, and these 4 to 6 days are very vital for the patient and the doctor to revive this patient. So, for if the people can get a red positive, so treatment could be start. For treatment purpose, we can go for that, or I mean rapid antigen test. Obviously. Any more question? You asked me about the danger signs of the COVID, right? So, danger signs of the COVID, the most danger sign of the COVID is cough. If people having cough, that is, uh, the cough is like most danger sign in COVID and respiratory distress. If people are having respiratory distress, they should rush to hospital whether his SpO2 is 90 or not. If people start having respiratory distress, that is the alarming phenomenon. If people are having rapid heartbeat or tachycardia, he should rush to the hospital immediately. Anything more?
Yeah, so ma'am, I have a question further. As you know, like people are nowadays using oximeters to measure their oxygen saturations and pulse rates at home. So, what is the optimum oxygen rate we should look for, and when we should get alarmed? Yeah, that now this is something going wrong, and we should rush to hospital.
Okay, this is a very good question actually. This is a varying parameter from patient to patient because the patient who are normal patient, like those who have no COPD, those who have no asthma, or those who have no lung disease, those should have oxygen saturation above 95. And if those normal patients have start deteriorating their oxygen saturation below 95 and having some symptoms like cough, cold, or any loss of taste or smell, or having any diarrhea like things, or have any conjunctivitis or rash in their body, they should start thinking that I may have COVID. I may have COVID and I should rush to the hospital to get a test at first. And then those patients who have asthma or COPD like thing or any kind of lung disease, their 91 to 92 oxygen saturation is actually normal for them. But this 91 to 92 oxygen saturation is not normal for the normal patient. And those patients who have those I am telling from the normal patient, those do not have any COPD or asthma kind of things, they should aware that their oxygen should be above 90, whether they have not tested. If some of the patients have not tested that, yeah, my oxygen, they don't know actually that I have any symptoms or I have any fever, cough, cold like things, or I have no loss of taste of smell or anything. But suddenly I am having respiratory distress or by doing anything like heavy working or anything, and they measure their SpO2 and it is getting like 89 or something like that. Some of the patient may have this kind of things. They are asymptomatic, but their oxygen saturation is very low because everyone's body's need of oxygen is not equal. Everyone is not have the same basal metabolic rate and everyone's oxygen requirement is different. I have seen so many patients who are stable in this 80 kind of oxygen saturation. They are stable over 85 oxygen saturation because their basal metabolic rate is different. They are stable in that. And I have seen so many patients who have oxygen saturation like 91, 92. They are not stable. They are very unstable and they are getting very much respiratory distress. This is varying patient to patient. But we should have a parameter when we will rush to the hospital. So the above 95 for the normal patient is normal, above 90 for the asthma COPD patient is normal, and below 90 for the normal patient is abnormal, and 90 to 95 range is borderline for the normal patient. That is the time to rush to the hospital or to go to a test or to go to a doctor. This 90 to 95 time is very crucial. This is not time to stay home calmly. And this is the time to take any action. And those who are having asthma, if they are getting their borderline time will be 85 to 90. This is my personal opinion. This is not from any book or anything. This is my personal opinion by overdoing patients or not. And if any normal patient will have oxygen saturation below 90, and then it is crucial time for getting oxygen support. And 85 to 90 is very critical. And if for asthma patient below 85 is very critical, and they should get oxygen support. I hope you will get an idea from this.
Excuse me,
And if you have any question,
ma'am, one question that is searching for a bed or managing an oxygen is really time taking at the moment. So, what will you suggest for the patient to do at the very moment so that things can be in bit, you know, control?
okay, okay. If a patient in that crucial time when we are in searching of bed, but we cannot get in, we cannot have any oxygen lead at that time to support my patient. At first, what we can try, we can try three things. We can try to arrange it by going to local hospital emergency, at least over any hospital in the emergency there is a oxygen support, and no hospital can refuse a respiratory distress patient to provide oxygen support without any report of COVID-19 positive. Number one. And if the patient or the person cannot go to the hospital, then that person can arrange oxygen by uh, their own sources. And if and at that time, the time for this is not for long, the person can have by one cylinder maximum, because that is for the bridging time from getting hospital bed and from home, that for 5 to 6 hours, not more than that, because in home treatment of COVID patient is not possible. The patient condition will get worse. And another thing, with what we can do is people can take dexamethasone or or like prednisolone, like steroids, uh, by consulting doctor. Not every patient can take steroids also. There is some indication of treating with steroids. The person should consult doctor for that immediate 5 to 6 hours time period. They should take steroid and they should get oxygen uh, on over, and they should take an ambulance in which oxygen support is available, because it is very crucial. And this is the bridging time. So they can take three things what I have told you. And any other question?
As we are, ma'am, getting to know various myths about vaccines. So, what if I get two doses of vaccines, my complete? Is there any chance that I'll get affected by COVID and it will be fatal towards my life?
Yes. So recent study shows that there is two type of vaccine, Covaxin or Covishield in our India. There is so many vaccine over the world is available, and there is various studies of these vaccines over world and India also. So study shows that Covaxin or Covishield more or less 99% are effective. Actually, this efficacy is not about getting infected. This efficacy is about not getting having severe symptoms. So this vaccine will not prevent you from getting any infection. You will have infection even after getting vaccines also, but you will not have severe symptoms. Like you will not, your hospitalization chance will be minimum in case of having vaccine. I have seen so many patients after having vaccines also, they have to go to hospital and they were so confident that I will not have COVID because I am vaccinated. But this is not the thing. After getting vaccination also, you can have COVID-19 infection, because this COVID-19 is such a virus which is mutating soon and soon. But scientists cannot cope up with this mutation, and there is so large population in our world. This is not possible also to make vaccine every year like influenza and give everyone over the world door to door by door to door. I can say door to door because this is not possible without it. No one can give it to everyone in every year with every mutating virus. This is not possible, and this virus is mutating. The vaccine is not. So how vaccine can cope up with this mutating virus? So this is not 100% effective. And no, nothing can do anything. Actually, if there is some miracle, it may happen that some mutation will lose its power of COVID-19. Then we can get survival of the fittest like things. We can get it actually. Nothing is possible in this situation.
Anyone has any questions so they can ask?
मैम मेरा एक सवाल था। मैम मैं कह रहा हूँ कि ये जो अभी बताया जाए सेकेंड वेव तो हम लोग फेस कर ही रहे हैं, तो इसमें तो काफ़ी डेडली वायरस इंटर कर चुका है, तो हर दिन अपना वायरस जो है अपना मतलब जो रूप है अपना बदल रहा है डेली, तो इसमें चांसेस कितने हैं कि हम लोग रिकवर होके बाहर आ सकते हैं? क्या है कि हर तरह से हावी हो रहा है ना, तो कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ऐसी मन में शंका है कि किसी तरह से हावी हो जाती है। अभी तो लोग कहते हैं कि वायरल फीवर भी होना एक तरह से कोरोना के लक्षण आ चुके हैं, तो ये किस तरह से क्या है इसका?
Actually, I can give you, tell me once again your question, please. I can hear you. Please, once again. Hello, I couldn't get him.
He just wanted to ask ma'am that what are the chances of getting recovered by the developing mutant virus of COVID, as we are hearing that normal and mild viral fever is also a symptom of COVID. So what are the chances that we'll get through the second wave and third wave?
Actually, if you have COVID once time, then it can, natural immunity, you will not get it after that 3 to 4 months. Your antibody rate will be high in your plasma. That's why you will not getting infection after 3 to 4 months on. But after that, the people I have seen so many patients who have reinfection with COVID-19. So many doctors have adequate COVID in a month also, that he had recovered, he had negative RT-PCR test, and after that he had getting positive with this COVID. So like normal viral fever, like I am having influenza in like October or September months, and I can think that next 5 months or 6 months I will not get attacked with it, because I have antibody with this specific seasonal influenza, and I will not getting infected. But in case of COVID, we can think it. This is also like that. This is also like influenza, and there is a recent studies also which has shown that normal cold, normal flu virus is somewhat protective factor against COVID-19. Like if you have common cold infection very recently, it is somewhat protective against COVID-19. I don't know how it is, but it is. Some studies shows that. Maybe in case of common cold, our antibody production rate will be high and some IgA will fight against COVID-19. It may be, but the clear things are not available. Are you getting your answer? Hello, Jivan ji.
जी मैम, हाँ हाँ समझ।
Doctor, my sister-in-law is pregnant. I think she's 4 months pregnant, and is it safe for her to take the vaccine right now?
No. Pregnant women should not take any vaccine.
Thank you.
Vaccine, and if a pregnant woman is in ivermectin supplements also, they can take other medicine, but they shouldn't take doxycycline ivermectin kind of things, because this study results are not available in an extensive way, that we have not enough report that it is not studied over pregnant women yet. Covaxin or Covidsheld also. So how can I suggest a pregnant woman go for vaccination with COVID? Any more question?
I don't think anyone has any more questions. I have a last question from myself. So, what do you think, as your personal opinion, that until which amount of time will get over this, or how much duration will this virus and its mutations will take to get over in India itself?
I couldn't get it. Please can you repeat again? Please repeat. Please.
My question was that what do you think, as your personal opinion, that how much time will India take to get over this coronavirus and its developing mutations? As I just read today also that new mutation is developing in South India. So how much time it will take to completely get over this virus? As what you think?
Again,
Yeah,
no
also
one
adding
can.
to Ayush's question, we have heard that there are three stages, three waves. So, is this the second wave or the third wave have already started? And when is
Uh,
this going to end?
what? What? Please tell me once again. Is the second what?
Yeah, I was asking that we have heard that there are three waves of COVID. So is this the second wave? And when when is this going to end? Basically, all the three waves.
Yeah. Actually, no one can tell it that when it will get end. Right? Mm. No one is knowing the answer. It is like an endless phenomenon, and we have to keep faith over God. We have nothing to do with it. We have to fight with it. We have to fight with it with our all resources. Though we have very limited resources, so but we have to fight with it. We have nothing to do, and no one know that where and when this virus will lose its power, and and this is people call it second wave. This is not third wave. The third wave is coming over August, September, and we don't know that if how we can cope up with it over economically or by our health, whatever you can tell it. And India's condition is very bad, and what India shows actually the condition is far more than that, because we are getting more fever patient in our fever clinic or any in our OPD, and we are getting patient who have symptoms, and but the test rates are so less, and people are so reluctant to get a test because the testing hazards are so many hard. Like people go, they can't get a date to have a test, though they have date, they get a date, and the date is 4 to 5 days later, and they will get result after 4 to 5 days. Already 10 days is gone. So what is the function of getting a test after having COVID-19 infection of 10 days? We can what we can do is we can start treatment empirically, and now we are starting treatment empirically also for mild COVID. If we are getting a patient who have we are thinking that this patient may have COVID, or any doctor who can think that this patient may have COVID-19 symptoms, he or she that they whatever should be done, we can wear mask and gloves and sanitize everything properly. We can maintain COVID-19 guideline properly, and we can stay safe and stay home as much as you can. this is the final message which I want to give you. And wear a mask, please. Please wear a mask, not a cloth mask. Wear a surgical or a N95 mask. A surgical mask is more effective than cloth mask. The cloth mask having no function. Having a cloth mask is having zero. This will not protect you, or this will not protect your person who are inside outside you. So you should wear a N95 mask, which can give you protection for 95% from getting a virus, and don't open mask in outside for COVID-19 positive anything. But if when you are the infection is now airborne, so you can get it at your home also. Nothing can prevent it, but still you should wear a mask and a proper mask and sanitize everything which you are using or in your head also.
As we are reaching the end of our session, I would like to thank ma'am, as I really feel honored coming across doctors like you, because the frontline health workers and doctors are only our last hope in this alarming time. So thank you so much for enlightening us, ma'am. And we shall continue to help people like this and continue to ask questions from doctors like you. Thank you so much and stay safe.
Okay, I am thanking you.
Excuse me.
Me.
Would you mind if I ask one more
Yes,
question?
yes,
Like,
ask. Ma'am, one of our members has one of questions. Yes.
ma'am, one more very important, very well, everybody is facing one problem, that is keeping healthy mentally at these situations. Even most mainly, people are losing hope. My one of my friend is there. He's suffering from COVID. He just said me that he's getting anxious every time and he's not being able to keep up with the entire thing. So what would you suggest to people how to stay healthy mentally at this you know tough times?
No, actually, you what you want to what you want to tell, please repeat me once again, or anyone can clear it. His doubts, please. I
No, no,
couldn't hear you.
I want to say, like, how do we keep ourselves healthy mentally at these situations, like all the negativity all around and everything, keeping in that in mind.
Okay, okay, okay. At first, we have to stay calm as much as possible. We can practice yoga. Yoga can enhance our immunity and our mental peace also. We can practice yoga, and we can have a healthy lifestyle like proper sleep of 8 hours, and we can have a proper food habit like having food 4 times a day and having a citrus fruit at midday. This over-counter zinc or vitamin supplement will not increase your immunity if you are a normal person. These over-counter Zincovit or any prescribed Zincovit or any zinc or vitamin or linseed supplements are for those patients who are suffering from disease. If a normal patient are taking fruits, vegetables, or proper diet at their home, that is enough for that person. So don't go for over-counter vitamin supplement, please. This is the thing that you are going for that vitamin supplement, and the stock of this vitamin supplement is gone, and the patient are not getting that. That's why it is not working for you also, and those who have need of it, they also not getting it. So this is not the thing which we want. We should stay healthy at our home, and mental peace is one of the things is in our hand. They have a maybe positive or not. I have seen so many person uh, particular about maintaining guideline, wearing mask or sanitizing themselves and making lock-in inside. They are not getting if they are getting in. So what we can do? We can do nothing. Nothing is in our hand. We just have to take up to combat this situation. Any more questions?
have any questions, then you can ask. Like you can clear your doubts.
Ma'am, we all know that we are facing a second wave of COVID-19. So the third wave of COVID-19 is on the way. So what are the symptoms can we expect in the third wave of
Okay.
COVID-19?
Symptoms are also ever changing. The symptom we can tell from earlier that week what we will getting, but fever, aches, and cough, cold. These are the common things which we will get it. We must get it actually. The loss of taste and smell, we will get it, and the kind of respiratory distress, we will get it. But this conjunctivitis or rash or diarrhea kind of things. But I have seen so many patients in first wave they had diarrhea at that time, but that first time guideline didn't have included the diarrhea actually so many extensively. Uh, this second wave have diarrhea so many extensively. The person having diarrhea and loss of taste and smell, they are getting COVID-19 positive. They do not have any cough or fever or cold. So no one can tell third wave will come with what symptoms and when it will come. Everything is goes out of prediction. It will entirely depend on the mutation of the virus. No one knows that what this fatal virus will do on us. We will
Okay,
just
ma'am.
have to cope up with it. We have nothing to do other than this. Any other question?
Ma'am, can the children get equally critical as the adults if they contract the virus?
What? Please, one second.
Can the children get equally critical as adults if they contract the virus? Like children who are below 18 or
Yeah, yeah.
maybe below 15?
In fact, recent guidelines saying that children are but like below 18 people, like young people, are getting more severe infection than the adult person or any senior citizen person. Because now recently one study shows that there is a spike protein of COVID-19 which has more affinity to youngsters' respiratory membrane and for which the children are getting infection. Actually, children's and adults' bodies mechanism are not hugely different. That more or less it is similar. So if a child is getting COVID-19 infection, there is nothing. There is this is not about having a severe tension. The person of the parent of that child should go to doctor and consult the doctor and treatment according to the protocol. There is a protocol for treating child and pregnant women. But if anyone is getting affected, they should consult a doctor and they will get a treatment and they can also have infection. Child is not 100% protective against COVID-19. This is not possible for anything. Anything else?
Like in the second wave, youngsters are more prone to this disease.
What?
Like in this second wave, youngsters are prone to this disease. Like they are getting more infected. Like the ratio is in such a way that youngsters are getting more infected in the second wave.
Yes. Youngsters are getting more affected. I have told the cause of this, and it is study nothing like this is not approved otherwise. So this is just a study showing this that youngsters are getting more affected. Uh, so 2020, 30, they are coming to the hospital uh, SPO2 very less, like 50 to 60 kind of things, and they are previously they are not having serious symptoms. They come to hospital suddenly and they have 50 kind of things and they collapsed suddenly. I have seen so many patients have died like this, that suddenly they collapsed. This is called happy hypoxia. The person have no symptoms or have mild symptoms, and suddenly they collapse. this happy hypoxia things happening since first wave, and in second wave it is more visible.
Okay, so guys, do you have any other questions, any other query?
I don't think they have any other queries now, Rosa. We should.
Yeah, so we should end this session here.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for enlightening us. The knowledge you have given is really worth it. And we'll surely make sure that we wear our masks and sanitize us regularly.
Thank you to you also. Thank you to you also for inviting me to your session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, okay, okay. Welcome. So I am disconnecting this call.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, stay safe. Okay, bye, guys.
Bye bye. Take care.
Stay safe, everyone. Stay healthy.
Ankit.
Bye, Ayushi. Bye, everyone.